Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 285 of the podcast. How is everybody doing? How was your WrestleMania weekend? Mine was a blast until Monday night, and it completely fucking went off the rails. I had Monday Night Raw in the background. I was, I wanted to know. It's like one of those like curiosity killed the fucking cat situations, and um I'm glad I don't watch it anymore. Okay, because what I saw was, oh my god. You put from this past SmackDown to this, and I'm not joking. I'm definitely not joking. I was totally fucking pissed off. Thank God I don't watch it, because tell you something. I couldn't bear to watch that anymore. I couldn't. I couldn't whatsoever. It's God. I feel bad for the talent who also got rehired, and they're probably going to be on the chopping block. And I'm not going to mention any names, but um, I'm going to touch on the Vicky Guerrero situation. Okay, because of course I'm a woman, right? I'm a woman, and I should be doing one thing, but I'm actually doing another. And you're going to hear from that after we get through Rampage and Dynamite. All I got to do is cover Ring Raw, and we're good to go. I'm going to get you out of here. This is a very quick episode this week. But Vince McMahon is back, unfortunately. And let me tell you something, it's not going to go over well. People are not going to pay this, whatever, the $60 to $90 for pay-per-views. They are going to leave in droves. And what pisses me off in the whole situation is that the guy who bought WWE is best friends with him. So do you really think that he's going to be the owner in just name? Do you honestly think he's going to step on Vince McMahon's toes? If he's losing money, yeah, he's going to lose. He's going to step on his toes. So this is what we need to do. For all the people who are going to buy tickets, don't buy tickets. Don't buy tickets. Don't buy any more merchandise. Don't buy anything. Don't watch the product. Don't do anything. You want to hit him where it hurts? Don't go to the events. I would like to see some Survivor Series War Games. I would like to see a fucking goddamn arena that's supposed to hold maybe 30,000-40,000. No, they're going to be in not arenas, that'll be in a stadium. I would like to see. Holy hell, I'm tired. I like to see Kevin Dunn try to figure out how to shoot this without seeing the proverbial holes in the audience. Get it where it hurts. Don't buy anything. In fact, don't watch anything. And if you think that this is going to be it, you're sorely mistaken. Vince McMahon is going to come back twice as hard on Triple H. It's either that Triple H is going to resign, he'll be fired, or he'll be dead. And we're not going to let this fucking senile old fuck get away with things. So, that is that. So, but let's get on to bigger and better things. Tony Khan has been a very, 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 very busy man. He has signed Jay White. He's All Elite, as well as Nigel McGuinness, former announcer to NXT and NXT UK. And he's going to be doing a stadium show, Wembley Stadium, in August. So that's going to be really cool to, look forward to. So let's get on to Rampage, Dynamite, and Monday Night Raw. Now, of course, I'm going to tell you what I do. You know what I do. So this episode is dedicated to the people over at Harry's, harrys.com. Visit their website for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Please also go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and get all your beard essentials there. If you want to murder your thirst and your thirst is killing you and you want to get the appropriate what is it called? The appropriate weapons. So go over to the people over at liquiddeath.com and get your spring water, regular water, and flavored sparkling water, and you have iced tea. So you got no excuses. So go over there and get your cases. They're delicious. Now, I like a strong cup of coffee. Okay? So I love Death Wish coffee, and it legitimately gets me through the day. I put it in, I'm good, and that's it. It's one stop shop. I get one cup and that's it. So I want you people to go over to Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com and get your coffee essentials and coffee there. Final hour, I think it's called, Resurgence. I'm not 100% sure, but please do me a favor. Go over to hogwrestling.net and get your tickets for April 21st, I believe it is, or is it April 10th? Tomorrow on Sunday, I will definitely start doing more so I can have it as notes in my tablet so you know the card and everything like that. But please go get your tickets over at hogwrestling.net, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get any information about it being on Fight TV because I want to see it as much as you. So let's get this started for episode 285. Wow, 285. Wow. Half on Periscope, half on here. I really wish I can upload my old I can get my old what is it called? Episodes, because I would definitely I'll upload as throwbacks. Okay, Rampage. They're coming from the Charlize Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. And we have match number 1, Konosuke Takeshita versus Sammy Guevara. This is the fastest name from Japan that I was able to catch on and learn how to, pronounce. And I'm very proud of myself on that one. Barry Horowitz myself today. Guevara with a leapfrog and a backflip before flooring Takeshita with a drop kick. Guevara drapes Takeshita on the top rope and comes off the top with a senton, setting Takeshita onto the floor. Guevara gets a head of steam, but Takeshita meets him in the ring with a big boot. Tope con hero by Takeshita. Takeshita looks for an avalanche German suplex, but Guevara rakes his eyes. Takeshita now in the tree of woe, and Guevara delivers a running stomp to the face. Tay provides another distraction as Guevara delivers a clothesline to the back of the head on the outside of the ring. Back inside the right now, and Guevara looks for a suplex, but Takeshita reverses it into a brainbuster. Takeshita delivers a released German suplex from his knees. Lariat by Takeshita. Takeshita delivers a double underhook pile driver, but Sammy reverses a German suplex into a Spanish fly for 2. Canadian Destroyer by Guevara. Guevara looks for the cutter from the top, but Takeshita catches him and counters with a Blue Thunder Bomb. 1-2, no. Takeshita goes to the top, but Sammy meets him with a rising Insiguri. Avalanche release German suplex from the top. Big lariat. 1-2, no. Tay grabs a leg and Sammy capitalizes with a big knee strike. GTH by Guevara. 1, 2, 3. Sammy Guevara picks up the win. Match 2. Kings of the Black Throne versus the Best Friends. Black charges, but Trent catches him with a Meteora. Left around kick by Black sends Trent to the floor. Chuck gets in the tag and Black lights him up with strikes before connecting with a big knee to the stomach. Body shots by Black and King gets the tag and clears Trent from the apron. Big boot by Black into the left arm. Lariat by King. 2 count. The fight spills to the outside where the King of the Knockouts, KOTBT, puts the boots to the Best Friends, throwing them into the guardrail, ring post, and more. King drops Chuck with a hard chop back inside the ring before a commercial break. Back from break, and Trent evades and charging King and hits a German suplex on Black. Tornado DDT to King. Tope con Hero by Trent takes out Black. Missile dropkick off the top of Black by Trent gets another 2 count. Half and half soul food combination by Best Friends to Black. King takes out Chuck, but Trent low bridges King. Trent dives, but King catches him and chokeslams him on the apron. King grabs a chair to level Trent by Chuck, but Chuck grabs it from him. And then the power bomb through the timekeeper's table at ringside. Trent hits King with a chair, and that will cause the very rare DQ. Post-match, King and Black look to destroy Chuck, but Orange Cassidy is here to make the save. Buddy Matthews takes out Orange Cassidy on the apron, and it's Dante's Inferno to Chuck. Match 3. Taya Valkyrie versus Marina Shafir. Reminder, Valkyrie can't use her finisher without some legalities via Mark Sterling. This makes no sense. The company who are on the ramp drop toe hold by Shafir, but Taya pushes off. Arm trap hip toss by Shafir, but Taya drops her with a thrust kick, leg kick, and a push kick by Shafir. Taya defends some submission attempts from Shafir before hitting a big clothesline roll to Valhalla, and this one is over. Winner Taya Valkyrie. Post match, Tootie in the process serves Taya with papers before getting hit with a road to Valhalla herself. Jay Cargill charges the ring, and Sterling and Layla Gray hold her back. Please put the title on Taya Valkyrie. I would appreciate it. Main event. Juice Robinson versus Action Andretti. Both men trade arm drags to start. Andretti with a Ascla off the top, but Juice responds with a big back elbow. Looking to slow the pace. Up and over by Andretti, and a head scissors before connecting with a bottom rope assisted twisting body press. 2 count. Juice ground Andretti by sending him to the outside and into the steel steps. Twice big body slam on the floor as Juice looks to accept a count out victory here. Flapjack by Juice into a slide Russian leg sweep. Gut wrench backbreaker by Juice, and Andretti is in trouble. Kitchen sink by Juice, who continues to boot Andretti in the face. Hammer throw by Juice and a 2 count. Juice misses a side kick, and Andrade comes back with a diving elbow. It's a Gary by Andrade with a big suicide dive. Albanian press to the outside by Andrade, who throws Juice back in the ring. Springboard clothesline by Andrade with a tornado DDT. 1-2, no. Andrade runs into a big side kick. Juice is loose, and this one is over. Juice Robinson picks up the win, and that is the end of Rampage. Dynamite was coming from the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York. We have our first match coming out. Oh, and today, last night, or no, Wednesday night, was MJF night. Of course, my Long Islander has a night here in Long Island. We have Rock Hard Juice Robinson versus Absolute Ricky Starks. Before this match, Jay White ran to the ring and he and Juice double teamed Ricky Starks. It was a setup all alone by the Bullet Club, said Excalibur. Jay White is here in AEW, Taz replied. Jay White blasted Ricky Starks with a Blade Runner. The hottest free agent in pro wrestling, Switchblade Jay White, has just left Ricky Starks laying on the mat, added Excalibur. And as we know, that Jay White is all elite. I don't know when this happened, but I can guarantee you it was around Monday where he made up his complete mind. And it's sad because they already had stuff going ready for him. They had merchandise ready to start printing, everything. And then he ended up going. But I don't blame him at all, especially what's going on with Vince McMahon. I would have said no. No. AEW World Trios Championship. The House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black, which Matthews and Black were in WWE's Hall of Fame with their respective partners, which is Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley. Versus the AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy, the Best Friends Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, and they came in with I think Trent's mom. Trent's mom brought them in with a minivan. The match starts. Trent tried for a suplex, but Malachi reversed it into a roll-up for a pin attempt. Chuck Taylor tagged in, but had his legs kicked out from underneath him by Malachi Black. Brody King tagged in, but ate a kick from Chuck Taylor. Buddy Matthews tagged in, as did Orange Cassidy. Orange threw his sunglasses at Buddy. Buddy picked up Orange and hurled him with snake eyes in the corner turnbuckles. Orange sent Buddy to the floor with a Hurricane Rana. Orange jumped off the top turnbuckle, and Black and Matthews caught him and planted him on the ring apron. That was nasty. That just my back hurts from even remembering it. Orange and the Best Friends rally back, throwing Orange on the top of the House of Black outside the ring. LFI were shown watching from the front row. Malachi spiked Trent with a brainbuster. Orange hit a stun dog millionaire on Malachi Black. Backstage, Anna J.A.S. was shown watching Julia Hart on the monitor. Orange connected with a orange punch on Brody, and then Trent planted Brody with a pile driver for a near fall. Buddy Matthews curb stomp. Thank you, Mr. Rollins. Chuck Taylor and then pinned him That was a close call for the champions, said Taz. The House of Black remained atop the Trios division as champions, added Excalibur. Footage was shown of Christian Cage and Luchasaurus looking maniacally into the camera. Who will be their next target? Wondered Excalibur. I'm just glad he's back, honestly. We have AEW Women's World Championship match. Jamie Hayter with Dr. Britt Baker, ZMZ, versus Riho. Riho countered with Hayter aid attempt with a roll up. Riho took down Hayter with a Hurricane Rana, but Hayter countered with a roll up of her own for a near fall. Hayter connected with a shoulder tackle. Riho hit Hayter with a drop kick. Riho jumped off the top with a big crossbody block to Hayter on the arena floor. Jamie Hayter rocked Riho with a gutbuster. Jamie Hayter rocked Riho to the side of the head. Hayter planted Riho hard on the ring apron. Riho rallied back with a German suplex on Hayter for a 2 count. Hayter used a neck breaker and then a lariat on Riho for a near fall. Hayter suplexed Riho. Hayter picked up Riho for a brainbuster, but Riho countered with a DDT, and that was right on target. Riho and Hayter flying with a Rana off the top. Riho, connected with flying knees in the corner, and then went for a cover. Hayter touched the ropes with her feet, breaking up the ref's count. Jamie Hayter nailed Riho with a Haterade. The champ drilled Riho with the ripcord and then pinned her. Rhea Ripley. Oh, shit. I have her on the brain. Renee Paquette was backstage with the Outcast. Ruby Soho. Congrats on your successful title defense, Jamie, but don't get too comfortable. One of us will become the new AEW Women's Champion. The Jericho Appreciation Society, Matt Menard, Angela Parker, and Jake Hager were on the ramp to see if the Acclaim had reached their decision. Angela Parker jumped. Judging by your rap, it sounds like you want to fight together. Perhaps, Parker, may we misinterpreted the rap? Angela Parker said he got a match for him and Menard and Acclaim to a team together on Rampage. AEW World Champion MJF was out to celebrate MJF Day in his hometown of Long Island, New York. In the town of Oyster Bay, he got a cake. So how I know all this is because I live on Long Island. I live like 20 minutes from the guy. So yeah. There was a big band played and MJF onto the stage. MJF, welcome to MJF Day. I am your host with the most, MJF. MJF sang a rousing rendition of Pennies from Heaven with the band. And I just want to wish everybody a happy Pesach. That means happy Passover in more traditional way. I like to do traditional, sorry. And for all the people who don't celebrate Pesach, happy Easter. MJF was presented with the key to Long Island. It was only to a town of Oyster Bay. MJF, obviously this is a huge honor. There's people out here who don't deserve it, like Sammy, Darby, and Jungle Boy. Let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, I suffered from ADD. My son has that. Growing up with ADD, he has his disadvantages at times. I had a teacher that would pounce on me. She pointed to the board and asked for an answer. I told her I didn't know the answer, and she laughed at me and to tell the class not to be like me. And the teacher name was Mrs. Benedict. Fuck Miss Benedict, okay? On the last day of school, she asked me where my brain went that I couldn't pay attention and I said professional wrestling. She said, Maxwell, the probability of you being champion is slim to none. Well, she was fucking wrong. Well, it looks like your math was a bit off because I just got the key to Long Island and I am the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. La-ti-za! Fuck you, Miss Benedict, whatever her name was. So then, after MJF asked the arena if they wanted to hear an encore, Jungle Boy Jack Perry was disguised as one of the band members. Jack Perry and MJF had a pull apart brawl, which then Sammy Guevara came out, picked up her title, and handed it to MJF. We have the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara versus Commander. Sammy blindsided Commander as Commander was getting out of the ring, getting out of his ring jacket. Sammy wiped out Commander with a springboard moonsault. Commander connected with a thrust kick. Commander walked the ropes and splashed onto Sammy with a shooting star press. Commander ran the ropes, jumped off the top, and ate a stiff counter from Sammy Guevara. Commander came back, walking the tightrope and springboard down onto Sammy. Commander hit a Phoenix splash on Sammy. Commander throwing everything he's got, said Excalibur. Commander tried for a shooting star press, but Sammy countered by raising his knees. Darby Allin was watching from the rafters, like Sting does. Commander was walking the ropes again, but Sammy brought him down hard with a cutter. Sammy finished off Commander with a GTH and a pinfall. Tony Schiavone entered the ring to interview Sammy. Sammy, look, I just did something the world champion doesn't do, wrestle. What was that? I was just watching American Idol. You know, Max, you come out here and you say you beat every one of the pillars. But let's be honest, when you and I got in the ring, I had you beat until another person you used to come out and to help you. You didn't beat me. Sean Spears had a steel chair beat me. You lie, you cheat, you manipulate your way to the top. I didn't know we were talking about Eddie Guerrero, because this is exactly what. And honestly, Tony, I'm almost jealous of it. But who are you, Max? You were Cody's friend, and then you're not. You were Tony's friend, then you're not. You were the inner circle, and then you were not. You sold your soul. I built this brick by brick, moment by moment. My heart and soul into this. You can boo me, you can cheer me. I'm not going anywhere. I love AEW. I'm not using this place to go anywhere else. I met my wife here. I main evented pay-per-views. Screw Darby Allin, screw Jungle Boy, and screw MJF. FTW Championship match. Hook versus the firm all-ego Ethan Page. Hook sent Page for a ride with a T-bone suplex. Outside the ring, Ethan Page whipped Hook into the steel ring post. Page attempted the twist of fate, but Hook countered it with a twist of fate of his own. Isaiah Cassidy jumped on the ring apron and to distract the ref. Ethan Page tried gouging Hook's championship belt out of Hardy, but Hardy pulled it away from him. Hook locked in the red rum on Page, and the ref was forced to stop the match. Hook first fist pumped Hardy and Cassidy after the match. Nigel McGuinness introduced AEW CEO and General Manager Tony Khan, and he had an important announcement to say, and this is about the stadium. And Tony Khan said AEW will be making a highly anticipated UK debut. It'll be AEW All In on Sunday, August 28th in London, England at Wembley Stadium. So this is going to be an interesting match. The Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli with Bryan Danielson versus these three opponents. They're jobbers, basically. The BCC quickly decimated the opponent in what it was fast, brutal mauling. Unit tapped out one of the members of the opposing team. Hangman Adam Page came down after the match, but he was beaten down by the BCC, outnumbered. Danielson yelled amateur at Adam Page. Bryan Danielson held up a screwdriver. I think the house that is AEW needs to be fixed up from all these amateurs. Amateurs, amateurs, amateurs. So we go from fickle, fickle, fickle to amateurs, amateurs, amateurs. Amateurs. Okay. As Page was held back by the BCC, Danielson gouged Hangman Adam Page with the screwdriver. We are only real professional wrestlers in the building tonight. After what we've seen this week, we are only real professional wrestlers in all of damn America tonight, and said Danielson. So they're taking kind of a knock at WWE. AEW Tag Team Champions versus FTR AEW Career. The Guns, which they look like they raided Shawn Michaels' closet. Austin and Colton Gunn versus FTR Cash Wheeler and Dax Hardwood. If FTR loses, they have to leave AEW. Dax and Cash use quick back and forth tags, showing their trademark tandem offense. Cash hit a sliding dropkick on Austin. Colton cracked Cash with a dropkick as Austin Gunn held Cash's boot. Colton used a knee lift lariat combo on Cash for a near fall. Behind the ref's back, Austin choked Cash Wheeler. Dax tagged in and hammered away at the Guns. It's one man against two right now, said Tony Schiavone. Dax took down Colton with a short arm lariat. Dax rolled up Austin with an inside cradle for a near fall. FTR DDT'd Austin. Dax and Cash nailed Austin with a spike pile driver for a 2 count. FTR planted Austin with their finisher, and they went for the pin, but Colton pulled Austin out of the ring. Cash Wheeler and had a backslide on Austin for a near fall. Austin blasted Cash with a low blow, trying for a DQ on purpose, but Cash stopped Ref Paul Turner from calling the bell. Colton tried to slide a tag team title into the ring, but the ref stopped it. When the ref put the belt outside the ring, Colton slid the other belt in the ring for Austin to use. Dax attempted his diving headbutt, but Austin used the belt on him. Dax kicked out though. The Guns went for a 310 to Yuma, but FTR rolled up the Guns and scored the double pin. And new AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR fans are going completely bananas here, said Schiavone. Two-time AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, and they remain part of All Elite Wrestling, added Excalibur, and then Mark Briscoe joined FTR in the ring, which that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And that is the end of Dynamite, where they're coming from. This Wednesday, they're coming from the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that should be interesting. All right, I'm going to quickly get on this. I'm not going to name any names, but I was DMing last time. Me and this person was DMing one another. And I am taking the whole thing with Vicky Guerrero. I'm taking her side. because I've read the reports, I've read the conversations, I've read the allegations and shit like that. The reason why I take Vicky Guerrero's side is because why should we just completely instantaneously believe her? You know, there was things that just didn't add up, and I'm going to address them. Things that just didn't add up. All right, I haven't, I will never be okay with sexual touching or forcible touching or rape. I'm just going to let you in here. But how does she know it was actually him? She said that she was drunk and whatnot, and there was multiple people coming in and out of her room. That is flag number one. Flag number two is if she had been raped or been forcible touched, why wasn't Jericho, this was on the Jericho cruise, why wasn't Jericho notified? Why wasn't the captain notified? Because if you have allegations, first and foremost, you let those two people know. Then the captain has to, by law, call the port of entry. When they get to the next port of entry, he will be brought off and whatnot and arrested there. Number three, sorry. Why wasn't she brought to the infirmary? There is like a small little, like, almost clinic on, and it's called the infirmary. How I know this is because I have people who are in this cruising industry, and this is exactly what happens. So her daughter, Shaylee, I think that's how you pronounce it, she should have done that. And also, she shouldn't have brought this be in public. And I don't give a shit that she couldn't get in touch with her mother. Doesn't negate the fact. She should have kept this as a private fucking matter. All right? That's another thing that I'm not too thrilled about the whole situation with her. So then her daughter, her sister, which is Vicky's other daughter, Shaw, which her husband is Aiden English. So you get who I'm talking about. Basically confirmed everything that basically Vicky Guerrero was saying. They were trying to get her help. They were trying to do everything the right way. She didn't want to have no part of it. But she wanted the part to go on TikTok, right? Or the video that she put up. Okay, that's that. I'm going to give you a little reason why I don't trust the stories out of people's mouth until I get all sides. Is because let's go back to like 2 or 3 years ago, Chicago, Illinois, when Jesse Smollett accused 2 men from being Trump supporters and attacking him. It was all bullshit. So what am I supposed to do? Completely trust everybody? Oh, I want to know the fucking everything. I want to know what went on, how it went on, and also she claimed that he raped her. Now, there's a big fucking difference between raping and forcible touching. That considerably is either like a good 20 years in prison to possibly a couple of years. So you better get your fucking facts straight. Did she have receipts? Was not said that she had receipts. So what am I supposed to do? After all this, after doing critical thinking, I gotta go with Vicky, and I don't give a shit about, oh, she should be believing your kid at all times. Well, when there's holes in your story, how are you supposed to believe? I've done wrong things. My mother was always there for me. But when she knew that I was wrong, she called my shit out for it. My mother doesn't take no shit. My mother never took shit from me. So I completely go with Vicky Guerrero. Now, since basically it's forcible touching, all right, why isn't she at the cops? She should be at the police station like every single day, making sure he gets charged with forcible touching. But the thing is, I'm going to go back and I'm going to reiterate myself that why wasn't she reporting it on the ship when this happened. That is the fucking red herring. She probably did something that she's not aware of, and she is now doing shit to fucking cover her ass. And now Vicky Guerrero, poor fucking Vicky Guerrero, she ended up having to she's no longer part of AEW. She had up until July. They completely let her go for the rest of the months of her contract. And she ended up having to work for WWE to put food on her table, and this is what happens. This is exactly what happens. You know what? Karma is a bitch. And if something did or didn't happen, we will find out, and something's going to happen to either her daughter or her husband. So I'm Team Vicky for this. She did whatever she could to get her out and whatnot. She did what she was supposed to. You can only help somebody so much. All right? My mom was a narcotics addict. My mother was an alcoholic. I could only do so much. I said to her for the very last time, when she was high on painkillers, I said, "This is it. If you get high again, me and Anthony are done with you." Tough love. Maybe this is why she doesn't want to have. She wants to go no contact. It's called tough love. Now she can't be. She probably wasn't even welcome to even go to WrestleMania. She wasn't welcome sometimes at places because of the way she acted. You know? So, for her to blame and be a victim, okay, she's a victim of forcible touching. She's not a victim of rape. Okay? I know what rape is. All right? And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay? And that is going to be another fucking story. Okay? On to Monday Night Raw, the most awesome Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, said no one ever. The Raw after WrestleMania is always a special one, and tonight's show will be most certainly be no different from that. This week's episode of the Red Brand will also create history as the first Raw to take place under new leadership. For those who may have missed, WWE and UFC parent company Endeavor entered into agreement a couple of hours ago to acquire the sports and entertainment juggernaut for $9.3 billion. Now I just hopefully that fucking more women come out and go after Vince McMahon. That would be glorious. So there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the upcoming episode of WWE Raw. As for the matches and segments for tonight, they are concerned. WWE hasn't advertised the card on their website and social media. Having said that, spoilers for the show are pointing towards a huge return sometime during the show. WWE Raw Open. Our show begins with the recap of WrestleMania 39. The highlighted reel features some of the best moments from both nights 1 and 2. We see Rhea Ripley Grand Slam win over Charlotte Flair. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn emotional victory over the Usos is also shown. Finally, we have Cody Rhodes' bitter loss to Roman Reigns. Kevin Patrick welcomes us to the show. Patrick calls for a huge day for fans. Triple H music hits. This is where he becomes liar, liar, pants on fire. The game arrives to a huge pop of the crowd. Bow Down to the King is played behind. Triple H pauses briefly to look into the fans. He enters the ring, and he looked like somebody took his puppy dog, or somebody took his newly won game, or newly game that he got for his birthday, because that's I think where he took over at that point. The game hypes the crowd. He walks to the turnbuckle to make his iconic pose, and he misses doing that. I could see it on his face. The crowd is thrilled. Chants of Triple H take over the arena. The game grabs the mic. He says, "What a weekend in the arena." Says 161,000 fans jammed packed the SoFi Stadium. He says WWE and its fans have come a long way from one man vision to create WrestleMania to a 4 decades later. Triple H says the reason he comes here is to thank the WWE superstars and the crew that makes the night and like tonight possible. Triple H even puts a cameraman over. Stu. The fans chant Stu. Triple H asks him to say hi, and he does. And I swear to God, he can fucking get a fucking cockroach over. Seriously. Triple H says the giant stage of WrestleMania 39 took his breath away when he saw it first. He said, last but not least, he'd like to thank the WWE Universe. He says WWE is dominating mainstream media. Triple H ensures the fans that WWE is not going anywhere. The same WWE that the fans love, the same WWE company that sells out arenas all over the world, is not going anywhere. Then, now, and forever, together and ever. Okay? Triple H introduces Roman Reigns to the ring. He asks the WWE Universe to help him welcome a man who stood on top of the mountain for more than 900 days and is showing no signs of slowing down. Roman's music hit, and the tribal chief walks to the ring with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa by his side. As Roman is walking to the ring, he receives a hug from Triple H. Look like I'm leaving soon, you know what I mean? The game also interacts with the Wise Man and the Enforcer Solo Sikoa. The broadcast team talks about Roman's accomplishment. The tribal chief gets on in the ring and lifts his both titles as Pyro goes out on the ramp. Roman hands over the belts to Heyman. The crowd responds with a chorus of boos. Heyman has the mic. The fans in attendance, "You suck." Roman talks to Heyman, who hands him the mic. The crowd fires back with Roman suck chants. Roman Reigns begins his promo but stops in the middle to acknowledge the heat from the fans. The tribal chief says after last night's win, it should begin the show by telling Hollywood to acknowledge him. Cody Rhodes' music hits and the American Nightmare gets a huge pop from the crowd. Roman isn't amused. Cody agrees greet his fans on the way to the ring. Cody gets on the second rope turnbuckle. Pirate blasts on the ramp. Cody has the mic. The American Nightmare says he knows what he wants to talk about. He says today turned out to be a lot different than I imagined. Cody acknowledges that Roman Reigns was the better competitor last night at WrestleMania. He tells Roman last night he had him. Chants of Cody erupted. Cody says he knew what he had said earlier, and it looks at the crowd. Fans chanted rematch. Cody says rematch. Heyman asks him when he would like to have this hypothetical rematch. Cody says tonight. Heyman and Roman look at each other. The Wise Man says no to the rematch. Not tonight. Not in Puerto Rico. Not at SummerSlam. Not at Madison Square Garden. The crowd chants bullshit. Cody tells Heyman that he isn't in the mood for his games. He says Roman, he knows how tough he is. Cody says he was essentially up against Roman and Sikoa last night. So why don't they go for a tag team match instead? Heyman asks for a moment to talk with Roman. He consults with Roman and comes back to tell Cody that his challenge is accepted, but on two conditions. Heyman tells Cody he'll get his match only if he gets a partner for himself in the locker room. Heyman also tells Cody if he loses, he'll never challenge for the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion as long as Roman Reigns is the champion. They're basically telling you the reason why that they fucked him is because of him going to AEW. So then Brock Lesnar's music hits and the crowd pops huge. Roman is shocked. The Beast walks out. He gets in there and stands side by side with Cody. Roman, Heyman, and Sequoia slowly exit the ring. Cody lifts Brock's hand and the two pose in victory for the fans. We see several stills from WrestleMania 39. We come back to see Amos and MVP in the ring. Elias music comes to the ring. He wasn't fucking even supposed to wrestle. Amos was not supposed to wrestle. There were fucking, when Vince McMahon got the script, he completely rewrote it. Completely rewrote it. Get used to that again. We didn't do that. We didn't do that when last year in like August and September. Just be prepared for all of this. Amos versus Elias. Amos wastes no time grabbing Elias by his face. The Nigerian giant throws around the drifter like a rag doll. Corey Graves puts over Amos' huge stature. Amos throws Elias into the turnbuckle. He then follows it with a running boot. Amos wins the match with the Amos bomb. We see the Usos walk to Roman Reigns' locker room. Heyman comes out and puts them over as the greatest tag team. He tells that Roman just left the locker room with Solo Sequoia because they have a match coming up against Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Heyman tells they might not be needed for the match tonight, so go better and sit on the jet. Jimmy says yeet and leave. Heyman re-enters Roman's locker room. We see a highlighted from the Hall of Fame ceremony that took place after SmackDown this past Friday. The video package shows the inductees of the Hall of Fame class of 2023. We see highlighted from the career of Stacy Keibler, the great Muta, the late great Andy Kaufman, the recipient of the Warrior Award, the late Tim White, and the headliner Rey Mysterio. Kathy Kelly is at ringside with the host of Backlash. Bad Bunny, she's asked him how excited he is to host the event in Puerto Rico. Bunny says he's glad that the WWE is coming back to Puerto Rico and he can't wait. Rey Mysterio's music hits and the legendary luchador shares a moment with Bad Bunny. Rey enters the ring and he does the signature pose on the turnbuckle. Rey grabs the mic and looks out of the crowd as they chant 619. Rey tells them he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. The crowd says, "You deserve it." Rey says he couldn't have done it without them. He thanked the WWE Universe. He also thanks Bad Bunny. Austin Theory's music hits, and he tells Rey that both he and Rey deserve respect because they did exactly what they said they were going to do. Theory says Rey beat the product of his bad parenting while Theory beat a legend in John Cena. The crowd yells, "You tapped out." Theory says the fans tapped out because they stopped believing in him. The crowd chants Cena's name. Theory says you could chant all they want because Cena isn't here. He's a part-time. Theory says he should beat Rey and add him to his collection. Rey says the only thing he'll be collecting is his teeth after Rey hits him with the 619. A referee gets to the ring and the match is made official. The match starts immediately, gets into picture-in-picture break. Theory dominates Ray in the early moments of the match. The United States champion taunts the crowd before throwing Ray into the turnbuckle. Theory performs a pin, but Ray kicks out. We get back into the match, and Theory has a headlock applied on Ray. Theory sends Ray headfirst into the second turnbuckle. Theory sets up Ray for a back suplex. Ray counters with a couple of fists to the face. Theory gets down. Ray hits a dive from the rope and performs a pin. Theory kicks out. Ray goes for a running move, but Theory reverses with a boulder elbow to the face. Theory applies an arm drag lock. Ray recovers and hits Theory with a rolling DDT on the champion from the top rope. Two struggle, but Ray takes out Theory with another dive from the rope. Ray performs another spinning aerial assault. He sends Theory to the turnbuckle. Ray gets up and hits Theory with a couple of rights. Theory recovers and takes Ray out with a modified fireman's carry. Ray puts Theory into a 619, but Theory reverses it with a huge clothesline. Ray recovers and performs another Hurricane Rana into a 619 attempt. Dominic Mysterio tries to intervene and gets taken out with the finisher. Ray runs for a 619 but on Theory, but Theory grabs him for a A-Town down, then grabs the win and he leaves the ring. Dominic and Damian Priest attack Ray inside the ring. Dominic goes to the ringside and has tense exchange with Bad Bunny, who takes him out with a punch. Priest grabs Bunny and throws him out. Priest tells Bunny this doesn't concern him and shouldn't get involved. Dominic tries for another sneak attack but gets taken out this time too. Priest takes out Bunny with a clothesline. He then sets up the announce table and puts Bunny through with a huge choke slam. The medics come out to check on Bad Bunny. Dominic and Priest walk on the ramp, and Priest tells Dominic that Bunny should have gotten involved. We see another WrestleMania highlight reel showcasing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win over the Usos. We come back from commercial break. We see another stills from WrestleMania 39. We see the replay of Dominic and Priest assault Bad Bunny. Kevin Patrick notes that millions of Bad Bunny's fans will be extremely angry to see what happened to see their favorite star. Yeah, you go on fucking TMZ, he was with fucking, I think it's Kylie Jenner. Not Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner. He wasn't hurt that bad. Adam Pearce is backstage arguing with Priest. Pearce tells Priest he shouldn't have taken out Bad Bunny. Priest defends his actions by saying Bunny punched Dominic. He goes on to add that Bunny would have suffered an entirely different fate had Priest not liked him. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out to the ring. They have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions with them. The music stops and the crowd pops for the new champions. Chants of "You deserve it" echo through the arena. Owens says they do deserve it, but the fans deserve it too. Fans respond with chants of "Ole, ole, 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 ole." Sorry. Sami smiles as seeing thousands of fans pop huge for them. Sami says he came a long way from last year's fight against Johnny Knoxville to the main event of WrestleMania 39. Sami says it wouldn't have been possible without the fans. Sami says enough of this mushy stuff because it's time for a huge celebration in LA. Owens throws up an open challenge for any team in the locker room because the Street Profits show up to a huge pop from from the fans at the Crypto Arena. Montez Ford puts up a toast for the champions because they deserve it. The Profits enter the ring. Angelo Dawkins says they got a win at WrestleMania 2. Dawkins says they took out Braun Strowman with his own move as well. Profits delivered their catchphrase. The match is made official for Raw after Mania. We come back from commercial. We get back to Kevin Patrick hyping the tag team main event tonight. A referee is already inside the ring for the tag team title match that is about to begin. So we have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Street Profits for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. So the referee calls for the bells. Sami and Dawkins start first. It's an exchange of arm drags and submissions. Sami tags in and KO delivers 2 sentons on Dawkins. KO attempts a pinfall, but Dawkins kicks out. Another pinfall and another kick out. Sami gets tagged in, but is immediately taken out by Dawkins, who finally makes the tag to Ford. It's Sami and Ford in the ring now. Ford sends Sami to a turnbuckle. Sami reverses it by sending Ford flying over his shoulders. Sami tags in KO. Owens performs another pinfall. Kick out. Owens goes for a chin lock. Owens tries to hit a stunner, but Ford gets out of the ring. Ford takes out KO with a kick. A tag is made to Dawkins, and the two take out Ford with an assisted dropkick. Dawkins once again takes Ford in. Ford applies an arm drag lock on Owens. We go to a picture-in-picture break. The match continues with Ford and KO in action. Owens avoids the spinning tackle by Ford on the turnbuckle and makes the tag to Sami, who immediately gets to work on Ford. Sami goes old school on the ring ropes for a spinning DDT on Ford. He avoids a attack from Dawkins and sends him to the outside. He follows with a suicide dive on both of the Profits. Sami and Ford re-enter the ring. Sami hits a sunset flip on Ford for the second turnbuckle. Ford hits an enziguri on Sami and makes the tag to Dawkins. Dawkins clears the ring and makes the tag to Ford for a huge blockbuster on Sami. Dawkins goes for the pin, but Owens breaks it in the nick of time. Sami takes out Ford with an exploder. He makes the tag to Owens, who takes out Dawkins before going all out on Ford. KO hits a swanton on Ford, another for a near fall. Ford recovers and takes out both Sami and Zayn with a huge dive over the top rope onto the outside. Ford sends KO back inside the ring and attempts a frog splash, but Owens avoids it. KO hits a stunner and it tags in Sami, who takes out Ford with a haluva kick for the win. The champions retain, winners and still WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The broadcast team once again prepares the fans for the main event. They also talk about Logan Paul and Seth Rollins' epic match this past Saturday at WrestleMania 39. Kathy Kelly is backstage with Rollins. The Visionary says he's on cloud 9, but something's not right. Rollins asks DJ to play his song. Rollins walks to the stage and hypes up the fans. The crowd sings along to his entrance theme song. Kevin Patrick says, "We're in La La Land," and Seth Rollins' music continues. They go to commercial break, and producers talk to Seth Rollins. So that was like, it legitimately got cut short. Seriously. We go to commercial break, we're back, and the fans are still singing Rollins' theme song. The visionary stands in the middle of the ring like the drip god he is. Rollins pumps up the crowd once more, and as they serenade him with his song, Rollins then exits the ring to walk to the back. Kathy Kelly is backstage with Bobby Lashley. The Almighty is an honor to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He is disappointed because he didn't get to compete at WrestleMania 39. Because that was your fucking consolation prize because fucking Vince McMahon and pulled fucking Bray Wyatt. This is all Vince's fault. Bronson Reed interrupts the interview. Reed says he thinks of Bobby like an uncle because Bobby taught him how to lose at Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Lashley tightens his muscle, but Reed says they'll get to that someday. We also notice a creepy figure standing dark behind Lashley, perhaps Uncle Howdy. Bronson Reed leaves, and Mustafa Ali shows up. Ali says Bobby has to be positive. Bobby says he shouldn't complain and take out his frustrations inside the ring. Ali says yes. Bobby tells him that since there's no one except Ali, he'll take it out on him. Ali says no. Lashley drags him to the ring. The Almighty makes a quick work of Ali and takes him out with the Hurt Lock. There is no referee because the match isn't official. We come back from commercial break. Let me just check to see if I have any. We see Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa in the locker room. Roman asks the wise man if the Usos are gone. Heyman tells him they are. Roman asks him, did he know Brock was going to be here? Heyman says it's the Raw after Mania, and Brock usually leaves people hanging by taking 6 to 9 months off. Roman says, how could this happen? He then tells himself that beating Brock is one of his biggest accomplishments. Roman tells Solo that they will show Cody that he's ready to be destroyed tonight. Bianca Belair's segment is up next. The EST comes to the ring and she says she's still the Raw Women's Champion. Bianca puts over Asuka huge. She says Asuka pushed her to her limit at WrestleMania 39. Rhea Ripley's music hits and the Eradicator arrives on the ramp with a newly won SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea and Bianca calls herself the EST, but she's just the luckiest woman on Raw because Rhea challenged Charlotte after her win in the Women's Royal Rumble match. That being said, Rhea will get back to Bianca one day. Bianca says Rhea made her decision for a reason. Bianca says she's always up to take on the best, and Rhea can come back when she's ready. Rhea drops the mic and exits the ring. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez arrive. Rodriguez stops in the middle and walks to the ring to take a closer look at Rhea and her title. The two women stare a hole through one another before Raquel enters the ring for a tag team match. Kevin Patrick says the winner of the match will earn a future title shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I thought Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler were the number one contender. That's just me. We come back from commercial break. We see Cody Rhodes in his ring gear backstage as he prepares for the upcoming tag team match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. The cameras get to the ring where Dakota Kai and Io Sky are making their entrance for the tag team title number one contenders match, and there was no Bayley. So another thing we can blame on Vince McMahon. So the referee calls for the bell. Liv Morgan and Dakota Kai start the action. Kai makes a quick tag after some offense. Io takes out Liv Morgan with a drop kick, but she recovers and sends both members of Damage Control to the outside. Liv tags in Raquel, who throws her on their opponents outside like they did at WrestleMania 39 last night. Come back, we go to a picture in picture. The match continues between Liv and Io. Liv picks up the offense, but Io counters. Liv somehow makes the tag to Raquel, who immediately takes out Io. The powerhouse makes easy work of both Dakota and Io. Raquel picks up Dakota and throws her on Io, who falls to the outside. Raquel once again lifts Dakota for Liv to make the tag. The powerhouse slams Dakota and Liv follows with her finisher for the win. It will be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Becky Lynch and WWE Hall of Famer Lita for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions next week on Raw. That's fucked up. The Miz is walking to the stage after humiliation at the hands of Snoop Dogg last night at WrestleMania. Come back from commercial break. The show returns to the site of The Miz inside the ring. The A-lister says he didn't think he'd wrestle on the show because he was the host. Miz says he had to go up against not one, not two, but four opponents. Pat McAfee, George Kittle, Shane McMahon, and Snoop Dogg. Shane McMahon has adored quad. Karma for Vince McMahon. Miz says he beat Shane so bad he couldn't finish the match. That being said, Snoop Dogg sucker punched him and delivered one of the worst people's elbows that the business has ever seen. Miz says the time for surprises are over and it's time to move on. Matt Riddle's music hit and the original bro comes out to a huge pop from the crowd. Who fucking cares? He's been off so fucking long and he comes back. He's insignificant. He's not going to move the fucking needle. Riddle enters the ring and says, "Surprise, did you miss me?" Miz immediately takes out Riddle with a sneak attack. Riddle recovers and hits back with a series of moves. Riddle delivers a ripcord knee strike and a Bro Derek to take out the host of WrestleMania 39. Riddle goes to the turnbuckle to celebrate his return, and the show once again goes to commercial break. We return it to another replay of Dominic and Damian Priest attack Bad Bunny earlier this evening. Corey Graves says Bad Bunny was taken to a local medical facility. No more hospital. Graves notes that there are varying reports that Bad Bunny may have suffered a separated shoulder as a result of the attack. The broadcast team then wishes the Grammy-winning artist a speedy recovery. He was with his fucking girlfriend, Kendall Jenner, the next day on a horse. Byron Saxton is backstage, and Trish Stratus and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Lita and Becky Lynch. Trish talks about their huge win up against Damage Control at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch says she feels her life has been on repeat for the past 9 months. That being said, Becky says with confidence that they'll retain the titles against the challengers, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, next Monday on Raw. I want to point something out. So, Charlotte Flair took Trish Stratus on in Toronto in SummerSlam for her last match. What is she doing now? So that match was all fucking phooey. It was phooey. It was ridiculous. So that match basically says, fuck you, Charlotte. We're doing this. And I love every fucking minute of it. Fucking A. I'm a happy camper. Roman Reigns at Solo Sikoa versus Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. That's just weird saying that. It's time for the main event. Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman make it to the ring first. The broadcast team hypes up the upcoming bout as the biggest tag team match in Monday Night Raw history. I've seen bigger. Trust me. We come back. We go to a picture and break. We get back full screen, and Cody Rhodes' time to make his entrance. The American Nightmare hypes the crowd as he walks to the ring. Cody takes off his weight belt and hands it to a young fan in attendance. Cody enters the ring and stares a hole through his opponents. Brock Lesnar was next, his first match on the Red Brand in years. Cody claps as he waits for his tag team partner to enter the ring. The announcer goes forward with the introductions. The match is about to start, but Brock takes out Cody with an F5. Much to the shock of pretty much everyone inside the arena, Lesnar picks up Cody and hits another F5. The Bloodline exits the ring. Lesnar mocks Cody with some kicks to the face. The beatdown goes to the outside. Lesnar delivers a huge suplex onto Cody that sends him inside the timekeeper's area. Brock grabs the belt and rings it. He then hits Cody with a steel chair to the back and tosses the chair inside the ring. Brock picks up the steel steps, and hits Cody with them. Corey Graves brings up Cody's injured ribs from last night. Last night, WrestleMania. Brock picks up Cody once again and plants him on the announcer's table with a huge F5. Adam Pearce rushes to the ring but stops to see the sight of Lesnar. The Beast sends Cody back in the ring. He picks him up for another F5. This time it's on the steel steps inside the ring. Brock looks at Cody before he exits the ring. The American Nightmare struggles to get up. The crowd chants one more time. Lesnar grabs the steel chair and re-enters the ring. He shatters Cody's back with the chair. Cody is unable to get up. Lesnar exits the ring. The crowd is shocked. Lesnar goes to the back, but he appears again, and he isn't done. Lesnar arrives on the ramp and flips off Cody and the officials inside the ring as the show comes to a close. And that's the end of that. And that is going to be the end of me. I am tired. I've had a really long week. My son is home. Yes, we're celebrating Easter, and we are exhausted. I am exhausted. I've had a week from hell this week. So that is that. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for Ring of Honor TV. I hope you loved my points of what's going on with Vicky and Vince McMahon. It's just a fucking mess, and I just feel bad everybody in WWE right now. So I want everybody to go check out harrys.com. I want everybody to go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com for your beard essentials. Please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Please go check out Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Please also do me a favor and go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. And if you're in the area for their next event, please go check them out on their website. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I want everybody to enjoy Good Friday, a happy Good Friday, happy Holy Weekends, and also a happy Pesach to all my Jewish friends and family, because I got a couple of family members who are Jewish. Shocking. I'm a Roman Catholic. They're Jewish, whatever at this point. So I will see you also back here next week at 2 p.m. for episode 286. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Easter. Enjoy Pesach. And I'll see you when I see you. I love you all. Have a great day.